Hi everybody, Tony Bartolo, Director of Collaboration Engineering at 2020, which is now a GCOM company. I wanted to get a quick impressions video out about a brand new device I just got a hold of. So a couple of rules as per always. This is my opinion, not my company's opinion. This is also just my first impressions, so haven't dug too deep into it. Also keep in mind all logos and anything else are owned by the respective companies. So let's talk a little bit about Zoom rooms, right? My last video showed Zoom rooms are these now either PC, Mac based or now appliance based devices specifically for large group or group environments for Zoom rooms that are really well integrated with the Zoom technology. Well, now today I have the first device of a new model, which is a personal Zoom device with the same concept, but for a single personal user, or even maybe a small group. When I first saw this unit, when it was announced months ago, the first thoughts I had was visions back to the Tamberg 1700 or the EX90, EX60, kind of that first step into those personal devices. It made me go, okay, so there's still a place for this, but it's always been a price to value issue. You go back to the days of the EX90, EX60, they could fetch that kind of demand, that kind of price. The market's changed quite a bit. But let's talk a little bit about the DTEN ME. So the DTEN ME is a 27-inch 1080p screen, fully touch capacitive, which means that you don't really need a remote or anything like it. As you can see here, it's actually acting as my second monitor for my Mac. So it also gives it an extended monitor capability. It has 8 microphone elements built in, as well as 3 cameras for a wide view angle capability and a fully integrated speaker array. So right now I'm just using it as a monitor, but if I want to go to that Zoom mode, you actually can just drag across, so I remember which way you're supposed to do it, and it will go back into a Zoom room mode. So now it's acting like my personal Zoom room. So I'm going to go ahead and wake it up. Now everybody knows my passcode. So just like in a Zoom room, I've got my easy controls over here as well as all of my meetings. Now what's nice about this is integrated to my account, right? I don't have to do anything special in the back end from an Exchange or Google Calendar standpoint to set up a separate license. This is also allowed to be logged in at the same time as I'm logged in on my desktop. So once again, it's just using my credentials. Now here's a real kicker to the personal Zoom room world. You can use it with a free license. You don't even have to have a paid Zoom account to use one of these. All you have to do is log it in with your Zoom account that you have. Now, of course, a free license, you're gonna have the same limitations when making calls with this, but that's a pretty neat paradigm. So when I'm put into a call, I can go into a call, I still can bring up all my personal contacts, right? So my contacts from my Zoom account, logged in account, are still right here, and I can still call them directly. I can still receive calls directly. This unit will ring at the same time my desktop might ring, and I can choose which device I want to bring it in on. Also, another fun thing is because it's a fully touchscreen device, it also can be your whiteboard, right? So you can actually, I have terrible finger writing, right? It's also a whiteboard capability, and you can share those whiteboards just like you can on Zoom. The unit is really well built. It is very sturdy. It's about 14 pounds, but it's got a nice metal frame, and there's not much to it. That's the whole unit. All the compute's built into it. It comes with a power supply, right? And you plug it in, and it also has an HDMI input, so I have my laptop going to it. You plug it in, it can be wireless or it can be Ethernet, and off you go. It literally took me 5 minutes to set this unit up. I went in there, I logged in, I got a code, went into the Zoom portal. Actually, it was the DTEN portal first, put in the code, then synced it to my Zoom account. It did a software update, brand new unit, and off it went. And now it's also a managed device. So the real thing about this, the list price of this unit's around $600. You're talking the price of a decent Chromebook. And now you have an all-in-one unit that has your cameras, your microphones, your speakers. Oh, there is a headphone jack as well if you want to keep it quiet. And by the way, I have a Zoom phone account, so this also acts as my phone. So it's an incredibly compelling unit from a market standpoint, and I'm already hearing and having customers with huge demand to get a hold of these units, to the point of I've had people beg me to borrow mine, which I'll do eventually, but right now I'm still playing with it. So I really like the unit from that standpoint. Now, a couple things I would like to see if I was to make any improvements to this unit. One, 1080p screen, I'd like to see that resolution bumped up a bit. It looks great, and it's obviously great for video because that's the max resolution you're going to do in a Zoom call. But when you have things like Macs and you're using a second monitor, I'd like to see a higher resolution. Right now, one software limitation the unit has is it will not, the screen doesn't shut down. Even though I have my Zoom room set to shut down screens for certain closed hours, it will not shut down. There is a note that that's coming in software soon. The other thing that's really nice about this, by the way, is it can still do digital signage. So this has digital signage as well, and there's also now a new kiosk mode. So you start thinking about, hey, I can have this unit at the front of my office and have people walk in, especially in the days of COVID, where maybe you don't want to have face-to-face receptionists, have your receptionist offsite somewhere else, and they can talk to this. So it's a really compelling unit. I'm still playing with it. Oh, by the way, you still have things like wireless share, you still have pairing codes, you can do everything else you used to do. But at the price point this unit's at, it's going to be hugely popular. I can't imagine this won't get huge in a lot of school systems or college systems because, you know, a lot of people are still remote. We all know how hard it is to get a USB web camera nowadays, as well as having a unit that is, you know, easy to use, right? There's no PC involved here. This has got the Zoom application appliance OS on it. So I don't have to load up drivers. I don't have to worry about Windows or anything like that. I just plug it in and join my meetings. And the fact you don't even have to have a paid account is huge. So that's my initial thoughts. I'll try to answer any questions anybody has, and I'll try to update this as software changes. But let me know what you think in the comments. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'm going to try to do more videos on this in the future. And with that, have a great day.